There are 3 narratives that you need to start to shift. The first one is how you see yourself. The second one is how you see other people. And the third one is how you can help others see themselves. So this is a fun one. Might get a little deep, but let's dive in. The first is how you see yourself. You have to be very, 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 very careful about how you attach the words I am to. Well, I am X, I am blank, I am this. Pay attention to your language. Where are you saying I am? Like, or I can never, or I'm the kind of person who blanks. And most of the time it's negative. Most of the time we're teaching ourselves that we don't follow through, that we're not consistent, that we suck, that we've tried setting this goal before and we never made it happen. And so we might get a little bit of inspiration now, but then we're going to fall back down the same path. Right? Has that happened? You ever set a goal and said you're going to do it, and then you set the same goal the next year and the next year and you still haven't done it? What that does is creates the narrative in your own mind that you can't do it. That the next time you see you're going to do something, again, you won't do it. So how do we start to change our own narratives? It starts with a deep exercise to figure out your most important core value. I wrote a book, it's called Built to Serve. The first exercise that you do is figuring out your who. It's your single most important core value. And when you figure that out, it gives you the lens through which to see the world. So some of the things to think about. Maybe you just know. Maybe right now as I say, what's your most important core value, something comes to mind. If you already know it, put in the comments below. I'd love to see it. Maybe you have no idea. And so you start to think about who your favorite teacher was and what you loved about your parents. Think about your favorite books and movies and videos and what are the common traits between them. You've had so many teachers over the course of your life. Most of them you wouldn't even recognize on the street if they walk right by you. But there's 1 or 2 that really left an impact. Why? It's not because they taught you French. It's because they made you feel better about yourself in a certain way. You know, so those things really matter. If you can think about your favorite book and your favorite movie and your favorite teacher, and maybe you didn't like your parents, but there was something that you did like about them. Or if they're just all negative, then what's the opposite, right? Like who are all the negative people in your life? You're the boss that you hated, the team members that you just never want to spend time with again, right? Who are those people? Come together with what the common trait was on a negative side and then flip it. The opposite is what you love. Figuring out your most important core value matters. Mine is believe. I hope you found yours. Why it's so important is because that's your best self. Believe is my best self. Anytime that I feel like I can't do it, I'm struggling, I'm never going to figure this out, what do I need? I need more belief. When you figure out your most important core value, what do you need more of? That. Whenever you're struggling, down, depressed, low, unhappy, you need more of your core value. And it gives you the lens through which you see the world. It's like, hey, no, I'm not bad at doing this thing. I'm not X, whatever the story is I'm telling myself. I just need to inject a little bit more belief. And that allows you to change the narrative. So I picked up swimming as a habit recently, past couple of weeks. I could say, well, I suck as a swimmer. I haven't swum in years. I was never really good at it. I'm never going to be good at it. Well, what do I need? I just need a little more belief. Evan, come on. You just need a little more belief. Okay. I may not be good now at swimming, but I can become it if I keep practicing. And that little shift in the narrative really changes how you show up. And now I'm beating my records, right? I'm swimming consistently and adding more laps every time I go. And that starts to shift the narrative a little bit more each time I get into the action. So the way to shift the self narrative is to start with your most important core value, to change a little bit of the language that you're becoming. You may not be it now, but you can get better. And then through action to demonstrate to yourself that you can follow through and you can become that new person. Shifting the self-narrative. So that's the process every single time you're going through it. The second type of shift is shifting how you see other people. Things like toxic, right? I want to eliminate toxic people. The word toxic. I don't believe people are toxic. I don't believe there is a toxic human. I think humans are built to serve. I think we want to do good things. I think we want to help others. We all feel it. And I know that because in doing the first exercise of the who, every time I've done it, it's always been something positive. The word has always been peace or hope or love or kindness or belong or believe or extraordinary or growth, or it's always something positive. Everybody's one word is always something positive. And so if you think that everybody is positive. Everybody loves to serve. Humans are built to serve. We all want to be able to do that. Why is there so much negativity? Why is there so many problems? Why is depression even a thing? Why are people hurting each other? Well, because they're in a lot of pain. They're in a lot of pain, and hurt people, right? Hurt people. So somebody's coming at you. Somebody's feeling really negative towards you. Understand that this person is in a lot of pain, that they hate their lives, that the highlight of their day is coming and making you feel bad, whether they know you or they don't even know you. A negative comment on a YouTube video, for example. They have no idea who you are, and they're leaving that negative comment. And that's the highlight of their day. They hate their life. It has nothing to do with you. And so it's shifting the narrative around how you see other people. Try to think of everybody who you come into contact with. First, this is a good person. This is a good person. I love this person. I used to do this exercise. I still do it sometimes where I'm walking down the street, and it's fun to just imagine that I love this person coming up next to me. This person I'm passing on the sidewalk, I love this person. And it just shifts how you show up. It sounds cheesy. It feels weird, but you end up smiling at the person. Maybe they smile back. Just assume, even for a week, to try it, that people are good. That everybody around you is a good person. There's no toxic people. There's no haters. They're all good people. They're just in a lot of pain. And watch how that shifts how you show up. Watch how that shifts the energy for yourself and how you show up for the people around you. Watch how little their negative actions, because they can still do negative things even if they're good people, right? You've done negative things even though you're a good person. So those negative things don't impact you as much because you know that they're in a really bad spot. If a baby poops in their diaper, you just expect it. You don't yell at them. You don't get grossed out. I mean, you expect it. That's what I expect. I expect people in a lot of pain to poop in their diapers. I expect them to throw out a lot of crap. This is what I expect. And so try to shift the narrative first for yourself. Figure out your most important core value. Second, how you see other people. They're not negative. They're not toxic. They're good people who are struggling and they're in a lot of pain. And they're taking it on everybody in their life, and you happen to be caught in the crosshairs. But they're a good person. It just shifts how you show up. And then number 3, the third narrative to shift is help them to see what you see. Help them shift how they see themselves. So the process that you went through to figure out your most important core value and start to shift your own identity, you can then serve and help other people do it for themselves as well. So you could walk them through the one-word process, right? People buy Built to Serve for their teams, or they give it away as gifts because they want other people to figure out what they stand for, which gives a clarity for their life. If you see something in other people that they don't see in themselves, that's what I consider to be great leadership. Like, great leadership is caring about somebody and wanting them to win as a human more than you want them to win with you. And so you have to see something in them. You have to see where they can go. You have to see a brighter future. They're like, that? You see that in me? Tell people that you see the potential in them. Tell people what you think they can do. And if you really believe it, don't come up with fake compliments, right? That people will see through. But you actually believe. If there's somebody in front of you and you believe that they could be great at something, that they have Michael Jordan level genius at something. I believe that. I believe you've got that. Even if you don't, I believe that. And if we're hanging out, I do my best to try to find it and encourage you to believe more in that. When you give that to others, it starts to shift how they see themselves as well. Now they are not just a useless person. Now they are not a toxic, negative hater, right? Now maybe they can do something with their life. Now maybe they can climb out to a different path. I look at Drew, who's on my team, who I invested into, and he started a YouTube consulting business that I invested into. And Drew is a genius and has so many of the right answers for people, but was too afraid sometimes to share the message and didn't have enough swagger. Like, you need to come in with more swagger. And that's a constant learning. And every time we're on a call together and he's talking to a client, I congratulate him on where he has some swagger and also encourage to say, you could be here, just more swagger on this part. It's a skill that he's developing, and I'm helping him get there. When you see something in somebody, tell them. When you see greatness in somebody, let them know. So it's not just this idea. And you say, well, how do I see greatness in this toxic person? Well, remember, they're not a toxic, negative person. We're shifting it to empathy now because they're just in a lot of pain. If you can remove the sting from their words and now you just see a human who's in a lot of pain, who's not actually attacking you, they're attacking themselves, you can more easily find something great about them. Talk about a way to diffuse a negative situation. Instead of rising up and getting angry at them, compliment them. Show them love. The antidote is love, right? The antidote to fear, to hate, is love. Go give somebody love. In a genuine way, right? Not a fake way, but you connect to it because you did step number 2, where you're having empathy for them because they're not a negative person. Those 3 perspective shifts will change your whole life. So you start by shifting the perspective for yourself, how you see yourself, the narrative for yourself. Who are you and what you're capable of doing, and reminding yourself of your most important core value every single day, especially when you need it, especially when you feel low and down. 2, the narrative of how you see other people. Other people are good. They are kind. They want to win. They want to serve. They want to help. They just are in so much pain and have no idea how to do it that they've given up. Feel bad for them. Empathy. And then step number 3 is help them see what you see in them, not in you or the world, but in themselves. Give them love for what they could become and help them believe that they could become it just like you believe in them. Be that role model, be that guide, be that leader, and watch their life shift as well as all the people around them too. If you want another Evan Rant video that just might give you the confidence you need, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there. Humans are built to serve. If you are not happy, it's because you do not feel like you are serving people. If you wake up and you're not happy, you feel like today doesn't matter, today doesn't count, nobody cares if you show up or not, that's the path down to anxiety and stress and depression and suicide.